What do you think? Obviously made a comeback. It fell short, but what do you take out of this?
Yeah, I just think from the jump, our execution wasn't there. Transition defense. As we mentioned, it felt like we hadn't played in a while. It didn't seem like us because, you've seen us in practice. We've been able to execute, get up and down, and we just didn't play our brand of basketball. But look at it in a positive way, like just getting that first one out of the way. There were some good things, like us getting back in the game in the third quarter, but we just couldn't get over the hump, and it just didn't feel like us. So there's a lot of positives to take away. We know we can get a lot better. There's going to be a lot of film tomorrow, so we got to be super attention to detail. We're not a team that has the luxury of being able to just rely on our talent. We have to be attention to detail, and we have to continue to have that growth mindset throughout our entire lineup.
Would you say still a lot of thinking going on out there?
Yeah, not just playing free. We're a team that we have to be attention to detail, but it has to be some type of free-flowing offense, and defensively we have to be able to communicate. That was something that we were lacking tonight from the jump, was our communication. But I think if we just continue to have that mindset of getting better and really paying attention to the things that we can do with the lineups that we have out there, we'll be okay.
You haven't played the game since October 2nd. What have you been doing in practice? Because we don't get a chance to see really.
I think for like the past four or so days, I've been able to be in everything. Our 5-on-5 stuff, but just that rhythm wasn't there tonight. Some of those, you can tell like that game action wasn't there for me tonight, and I thought I got a lot of really, really good looks on the offensive end, but even on the defensive end, just in our switching up, closing out, not giving up middle. That just, my attention to detail wasn't there. So I told Ty after the game, I said, that's on me. I apologize, but we all got to be better, and I think we know that.
Kevin, I know you're concerned more about your team, but did you see many differences in the Raptors tonight?
Obviously they're a different team in years past. They want to, continue to make a big jump, but obviously it's a different look with them, having Kawhi. So I'm sure there'll be another team, with aspirations of taking a run in the East, but they're a team that's going to continue to grow with some of the new personnel.
In training camp, transition defense was a point of emphasis. Coming into tonight's game, it was a point of emphasis, and they still had 22 fast break points, I believe it was. So where was the breakdown? What led to it?
And points in the paint, too. I just think that, as far as covering for each other, that's a big part of the communication, and just not being out there enough and with the guys, and that's how you develop trust. So we have to be able to trust one another. That's something that we've preached since at least since I've been here, and that's infectious. That breeds a sort of quality in a team that we want, but it's not going to be easy. It's something that we're going to need to work on every day.
Kevin, do you feel like it's going to take maybe a few games, a couple of weeks for this team to find out just exactly who they are?
For sure. Yeah, we have to find our identity. We have to find how we're going to play. But as I've said all along, we're a team that needs to have that fight, have that grittiness, and we didn't have it tonight. And that started with me all the way through our lineup. So we have to. I feel like I'm not going to say it's like last year where I was saying we need to get in better shape, because I do feel like guys are in a good place, but we have to be a team that dictates the pace and is the most in shape team every time that we play. We don't have, like I said, that luxury of having a LeBron or a guy that's a magician like Kyrie be a playmaker. So we have to have guys that can play half court, can play full court, and on the defensive end just be physical and get down to work.
What did you think of Jetty's defense, especially on the court?
Jetty was great tonight. He was our, I wouldn't say silver lining, but he was our star tonight. He really looked good, rebounded the ball well. Even on some of the plays where he might have got a shot block and missed a shot, he was super aggressive. You can tell that he put in a lot of work this summer, and he's going to be helping us. He's one of those guys that's going to help us grow.
You reward him by throwing that inbounds pass about 106 miles an hour at his stomach.
What I do?
In the third quarter, you were mad about something. He's like, Ty, take me out. You throw it in.
Oh, I was pissed. Yeah, I remember that. That had nothing to do with him. That was like one of my old bad habits coming back out. But it was probably, I think it was when I was just kind of trotting back. I think Siakam had caught it over the top, and I didn't see it. That was a transition defense, and so I was really pissed. And I just got one of those arms where,
Little league no-hitter
yeah,
arm.
he just had it. Well, it was a perfect game. But.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gabe.
Yeah.